Live again. What's up, everybody? Welcome. Jags Uncovered, brought to you by the Undroppables Network. Look at that. We've got a tweet already, automatically ready to retweet. Fantastic. Let me get this thing going. Get a retweet here if I can. I'm trying my best. Doesn't matter. Figure it out later. I'm the host, Schultzy. Well, one of your hosts. This is the co-host, Josh. And once again, we've returned to the land of apathy here in Jaguar land. Come on in. The water is fine, everybody. With that, we're getting into it. Josh, what is up, my friend?
What's going on, man? How we doing?
Well, we're here, The Jaguars have done things to us that we are all too familiar with, and we're here to talk about it again.
Love it. Love to see it. Love to be a part of it.
I mean, honestly, what else is there to say? Took all of 6 weeks for the Jaguars to turn this season into complete irrelevancy once again. I mean, I personally have reached the point of apathy, and it's a feeling the Jaguars have left me with just way too many times, way too many seasons, over and over and over again, man. It sucks. Like, I've never felt this way about a sports team that I care this much about, and they've done it to me so many times. If it wasn't for fantasy football, I think maybe that's part of the reason I'm so into fantasy, is because the Jaguars sure never give me anything interesting to watch after, early October.
Yeah, it's a tough boat to be in. I got to the point Sunday where I turned the game off. Now,
I don't blame you.
I didn't stay away long. These dumb players and this dumb team keeps bringing me back. Mm-hmm. So it was only for like 5 minutes, but I tried.
Yeah,
just because that's where we're at.
It's pathetic, man. Yeah, we'll get into the apathy discussion more later, and kind of just about like what the hell's wrong, and I don't know, what can we do? What can we do to fix it? Nothing we can do. Shot doesn't give a fuck. Yeah. But yeah, we'll get into that one. But from Sunday morning in London, we had obviously not a fun game, but some quick team stats. I thought this was pretty damn funny. The Jags have been playing these close games, one-score games, and then, they get their doors blown off. But you know what? Sunday's the day they're going to be good on third down. They went 7 for 15. Like not barn burning, but 40-something% is solid. And then 2 for 2 on fourth, which, they just have like not been able to do at all this season.
They tried hard to fail the first one. Or the second one. The first one was a QB sneak. The second one was that Tank Bigsby run where he had to break 2 tackles in the backfield before because the whole interior got blown up.
Team as a whole, 278 yards of offense, man. When you don't even hit the 300 of total offense, it's pathetic. And in a game where they got blown out, where you can't even rack it up into garbage time, like, yikes.
Weren't they at like 123 after the first quarter?
Who knows?
It was something crazy.
8 penalties for 43 yards, and honestly, I would have guessed that was worse in both the number of penalties and the yardage.
Oh, yeah.
Trevor was 23 of 35, 234 yards, 2 touchdowns, interception. We will talk about that interception in a little bit. ETN, 3 carries, -1 yard. He had the shoulder injury, lingering coming in, but then suffered hamstring injury. He's out week to week. Not great. Tank Bigsby carried the ball 7 times for 24 yards. Didn't see any targets in the pass game. Dearness Johnson came in 6 carries, 26 yards, two catches for 16 yards. And let me get the box score back here. I didn't write the targets down for him. Oh, it was on 2 targets. And then we'll talk about the running back room here soon too. Evan Ingram, what a return, man. So obviously mentioned I'm a fantasy guy, and I was pounding the table for Evan Ingram all offseason, anywhere I could. Like this guy, his volume and like he's such an important part of the offense, and he unlocks everybody else. Like this dude is a key cog to the offense, and that was like what I was preaching this offseason. And holy shit, did he prove it on Sunday. I know the overall offense still struggled, only put up 16 points, and they obviously overall should have been much better. But with that said, eye test alone, it was obvious right away the impact Evan Ingram brought back.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think about Evan Ingram there?
He was the safety blanket he's always been. Obviously, He got a lot of his targets underneath, but he had a couple big down the field throws too. One unfortunately resulted in a fumble that killed any sort of momentum the Jags were trying to gather. But other than that, I mean, if there was one positive, he's the only one. He got 10 catches on 10 targets.
Yep.
So he's the only reliable receiver Trevor has at this point.
Yep, exactly. And I tweeted this during the game, and I said, all the people the last couple of weeks who have said the trade Evan Ingram takes because Brenton Strange has been fine, like, you can get the hell out of here. Because Brenton Strange, sure, he's fine to catch 4 balls for 36 yards and maybe a touchdown, but he's never going to go catch 10 for 102, all right?
Do you remember the Evan take I had last week? Now that we're talking about trade targets, put him in the Kirk role.
Oh,
Send
yes.
Kirk
Yes.
on his way. And Evan's your new slot receiver. We don't need him to block anyway.
We're not asking
he
him
runs
to.
The same routes that Kirk runs.
Yeah, I would be so in for that. And then you can still bring Parker Washington in, some, like, get creative with it.
And it forces the defense to match because technically it's 12 personnel because they're going to have another tight end out there.
Dude, you could run 13 with them.
Yeah, that too.
And, like, really have people putting them in a blender, guess and run pass.
Jeez, we're more creative than Doug.
God damn it. It took all of 2 idiots having a conversation to figure it out.
Yeah.
Gabe Davis, 5 for 45, 2 touchdowns, the least exciting 2-touchdown game in NFL history. Especially after that drop on the opening drive for the Jags was just brutal, man.
That was the start of it. Once that happened, we all knew what was coming next.
Right, and it's such a good ball from Trevor. Story of our lives.
Never rewarded.
Nope. Christian Kirk, he went 3 for 39, nothing crazy. Brian Thomas,
Also
3 for 27. Kirk, yep, you're right, dropped a touchdown. Brian Thomas dropped a touchdown. Finishing off, Brenton Strange caught a ball for 11 yards. Caleb Williams, you texted me during the game about how him and Trevor were essentially having pretty similar games, except one guy threw the touchdowns, the other didn't, and one guy played a shit-ass defense, and the other one didn't. Cool.
Yeah, you can see it. That's where the 4 touchdowns comes in.
Oh, man. He also took off 4 carries, 56 yards. Here's the one that really got me was DeAndre Swift having a resurgence. 17 carries, 91 yards, and a touchdown, 4 catches, 28 yards. He has been garbage all season for the Bears. And then, of course, when you play the Jags, magical medicine. Jesus. Roshan Johnson took 5 carries for 8 yards, caught 2 balls for 25 yards, and both of his catches were really impactful. I want to say 3rd down conversions. They were both first down conversions. I know that, and I know one of them was on 3rd where he broke a tackle or something, and then made it happen because, it's the Jags defense. Everybody makes it happen. So annoying. We got Cole Kmet catching 5 balls for 70 yards and 2 touchdowns. Keenan Allen, 5 for 41, 2 touchdowns. Roma Dunze, 2 for 40. DJ Moore, 4 for 20. So, yeah, Bears had a great day. You put up 35 points, you're happy. Unless you lose, but nothing to complain about for Bears fans there. A couple guys on defense. Trayvon. Trayvon's looking the part. Talk to me about Trayvon, because I know you're a really big fan of what he's got going on right now.
Yeah, Trayvon is looking like he is the more impactful pass rusher. Not just edge. I'm talking pass rushing. The dude has built a legitimate bag in terms of putting pressure on the quarterback. I think the stats got released today with like total pressures. Houston, their duo has like 26 and 24. And Josh Allen, Trayvon are right there. Same thing. 24, 23, I think Trayvon has. And this is with limited pass rush snaps. He's embraced the bull rush, but he's also working off of that now.
Mm-hmm.
I think Chris Long talked about that on his podcast. Talked about Trayvon.
This.
Yeah. Embrace it, and that's what he's done. And he's like causing legitimate havoc. He had that silly moment against the Bills where he tried that stupid spin move and Josh Allen got outside.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, like, I think Trayvon's been our best pass rusher this year, and he's not looking like the bust people say he is, and he's still a top 5 run defending edge.
Yes, and that's always the thing with him is like his pass rush bag is growing, and no matter what, you can count on him in the run game to be like above average, like at worst.
Yeah. I had a conversation with somebody in the office about this. It was like, in any draft class, like you'd be happy with a pick like Trayvon. He's going to have a long career just because of his run stopping. Like, he's worthy of a number overall pick. It was just unfortunate he was taken before Hutchinson, who was like a clear impact edge.
Yeah.
So he unfortunately got screwed there, but I'm happy. I think I said it last year. If he can get double-digit sacks and still be a top 10 run edge, dude's he's legit. He's worth it. And it looks like he's getting there.
I got to give a shout out to Alex here saying sup. He gave me my start doing fantasy stuff, and he's always supporting. Shout out to
Heck
Alex.
Yeah.
Even though he's a Patriots fan, asshole. Miles Jack down.
Drake May agenda, 11-1. I love it.
All right. Well, that's fair. Trayvon. So, yeah. Picked up the sack again, right? Did he get a sack?
He did. He got 1.
Yeah.
He almost had 2, but yeah, things happened.
But it's so wild about that Chris Long story because he's like, Chris Long, didn't he just say, like, I saw him at, like, Super Bowl?
It was like a gas station. He's like bumped into him.
Oh, yeah, the gas station. It wasn't even at, like, media day or some shit. It was just like, and he's like, yo, man, big fan. I used to play ball. And then Trayvon's like, oh, okay. And he's like,
yeah.
Doug. And he's, oh, shit. But imagine, like, being Trayvon and then, like, some random just white dude shows up. I was like, yeah, I used to play ball. I'm sure I'd be like, yeah, cool story, bro.
Yeah. I bet you did, bro.
Yeah, like, I would have loved to have seen that one go down.
Chris Long is, like, 6'7", man, so I'm sure it was, like, obvious.
Right. Trayvon, man, the bag's coming. Looks great. And, yeah. Oh, man, I got it. Claws up, Bears down. You're not wrong, okay? I'm not even going to try and argue with you coming on my Jags show saying that, but you know what? You're right.
I hate that Caleb's made that a thing.
I like the bear paw, dude. I'm in for the bear paw.
Yeah, I respect it. Like, he like created it and it's like stuck and it's legit. So I respect it.
We got Cisco, and what do you think of Cisco right now, man?
I hate it, but he's kind of washed. Yeah, I'm just kidding. He's not washed.
He's not washed, think, but like, we had a good run, and he's not the dude we all thought he was going to be.
I think he's a victim of the same like weight program as our edges, where the DC or whoever, somebody in that building just thought it'd be a good idea for everybody to gain 15 pounds.
For everybody.
Let's all get bigger and slower.
Oh my God. Insane. And then like, once again, we'll get into the quitting thing, but dude gets absolutely steamrolled by Cole Kmet in the open field and then gets to go in the post game bit. People are quitting, man. I don't know. You, bro, you got steamrolled.
Yeah. Yeah, there's we'll talk about that one later.
There was a clip going around Twitter of Devin Lloyd giving a pretty piss poor effort on a play. It's bad here, man.
Wasn't that the same Cole Kmet play that Cisco got ran over on?
You're right. Yes, it was. Yes.
God. Poor Devin Lloyd.
God, we need Tyson Campbell back more than ever.
I don't know. We do. Like, the defense definitely needs Tyson.
All right, Ron. Now you got to go. You can come here and talk shit about my team. You are not coming in here and talking shit about my quarterback.
Get that guy out of here.
You're out of here. Yeah, dude, they need Campbell back so bad. Like, the trickle-down effect on that is just, it's going to be huge.
Yeah.
Talking about some drives here. On the first drive of the game, we got first and goal at the 8, right? You know, they drive right down. All is well. This is great stuff. We get a Gabe false start. Brings us back to the 13. We get a Dearness Johnson 1-yard run. Cool. Incomplete short, which I'm assuming one of those was the Gabe Davis drop. Which I don't really consider that short. I don't know why ESPN put that there. I just wrote down what they had. It seems like an intermediate throw to me.
Yeah.
Regardless. Just piss poor execution in the red zone. Once again, you get down there, everything's great. March right down the field, and then boom, false start, 1-yard run on your new first down. So then you're stuck with 2nd and 14. You're just throwing yourself behind the sticks from the start and asking for more problems. And this is the shit they do every time.
Yeah, I don't think they've had a clean red zone like sequence yet.
Right, because even when they do convert, it's like they're doing some of that shit. And you know what I mean? Like they still have to pull a rabbit out of a hat.
Yep.
Just to get a red zone touchdown. First drive of the second half. You briefly mentioned it earlier. First play, it was like a 24-yard gain, catch and run to Evan Ingram. Boom. What was it, 14-3 at the time, I think?
Yeah, I think so.
You know, you can come back. Like, you go score a touchdown on that drive, you're down by 4. Defense can maybe hold it, you know, give you a shot, whatever. No. Fumble. Give the ball right back, and then they go and score, I believe, right after.
Yeah, they had 4 straight like touchdown drives, so that was one of them.
Yeah, you're right. It was right after. So like the Dolphins game, it's the instant. Now the Dolphins one was like way worse because you were literally crossing the goal line to then giving them the ball to then the first play Tyreek bomb. But it's the similar thing where like you're starting to gain that momentum back, and then you drop it, and then you get the negative momentum, and then you can't even stalemate them off of it. You just let them go and get it.
Yep.
Like it, and we've talked about this on past episodes, like with the Dolphins game especially. They could have given up in that game multiple times, but the defense hung in there. They did what they needed to do to just be in that game and to give the team a chance. And they can't even I guess they gave it like all of the energy, the good vibes they had for keeping the team in the game. They wasted in the first couple of weeks of the season because they're put in the spot constantly, and you can't expect them to produce it when you put them in that spot over and over and over again.
Yep.
It's insane. So frustrating. And then you had another drive that got down to the 11-yard line. First and 10 from the 11. You get a 5-yard run from Tank. Cool. We're going to have 2nd and 5 from the 6. No, holding. Now, this is one where they did get a touchdown on, but like we mentioned, a red zone touchdown drive, but you're making it really hard on yourself in the process. It's just stupid stuff week after week, man.
Yeah. It's disgusting.
And then
at some point.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, at some point, something's got to change, and we already know what that's going to take.
So, and then the Trevor stuff's infuriating because 4 touchdown passes dropped. His interception, we were just talking about it before we went live. Shout out to Whirly Bird on Jaguars Twitter, great follow. Posted a clip of the pick Trevor threw, and then also like a play diagram. Basically, two outside receivers plus Kirk are all running hitches. Kirk's is right at the sticks. Outside guys are, I don't know, what would you say, like 3 yards past the sticks, maybe?
Yeah, probably 3 to 5. Yeah.
So hitches at the sticks, essentially, with the 2 boundary guys going a little deeper. You watch the clip. Kirk runs equally deep as the boundary guys. The ball goes right to the marker. If Kirk runs and turns around right where what the play concept on paper had for him, now we can't definitively say that's what it was. But when you see the 2 next to each other, it's pretty damn obvious that Kirk pushed his route like 3-4 yards deep when he should have sat right at the sticks. If he turns around and sits right at the sticks, the ball's in his chest and it's a first down. Instead, interception. And it looks on the broadcast and on the All 22, if you don't know the play, it looks like it's a really shitty underthrow. But this is the stuff Trevor's dealt with constantly. The drops, and then when things go wrong, it's like miscommunication, receivers running wrong routes that make him look bad. And that's the stuff that it's constant with him. And I can't, it's getting hard to comprehend that it's just constant week after week.
Yeah. We had the impassioned little pregame. Let's talk about that. It's like people are saying like you can't keep using the excuse for Trevor. At some point it's got to be his fault. But like when? Like it's literally we have to keep using the excuse because it's there every week. There's nothing like, yeah, he can play better, but like seriously, he's getting 0 help. This dude has to play perfect to be competitive. To be 9-8, he has to play perfect.
Right. And let's entertain that thought for half a second, even though it pains me. We move on from Trevor Lawrence. Then what? What the fuck's your plan?
Best case scenario is you do what the Lions did and you get a Jared Goff style quarterback in return.
I was gonna say like the Bucks with Baker. But here's the thing: this staff ain't winning shit with Jared Goff or Baker Mayfield.
Nope.
They're winning less.
Yeah. It's not fun.
All right, let's talk about the Patriots a little bit. I mean, there's not a ton to say. Rookie quarterback. Both teams suck. Like this is honestly, I'm not looking forward to watching this game.
Yeah. So if anybody followed me during the draft season, I was a noted Drake May fan. The Patriots are like my secret love because I love Drake May and I loved Jalen Polk.
I would say I thought you loved Polk too.
And they got both of them, so I will quietly be cheering for those 2 while also hoping for a Jags win. But yeah, I mean, in theory, just taking it back to all seriousness, we should beat the Patriots. Like this is a better team. Drake May is a rookie. The receivers stink out loud. Their leading receiver from last week was Papa Douglas.
Yeah.
If anybody knows who that is, congrats, you're a sicko.
Yeah, I was about to say if you're not like a fantasy freak and you know who that is, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So like, yes, the Jags should win this game, but Jags
Good
got owned by
advantage.
a rookie quarterback last week, and Drake May looked good against the Texans. He threw a couple picks, but one of them was like a Blake Bortles style pick. It like popped in the air, and it was just goofy. But
Well,
yeah,
he's
like
willing to sling it, and
he will push it, and if
on our
the
defense,
defense plays like they did, he's gonna
same
take it.
same page.
And Ryan Nielsen, for some reason, just refuses to blitz, and quarterbacks are just picking it apart at this point. He didn't blitz CJ Stroud. Caleb got blitzed once, got pressured once.
That was
He
kind of
was
the book
just,
on him going in, right? Like, is he's struggled against pressure so far?
well, yeah, he has that Mahomes tendency where if he can, he will run outside the pocket, make a play. He did it a couple times against the Jags against a 4-man rush. It's easy when you got Roy Roberts and Harris chasing after you. Be a little bit harder. But let's look at the Bears game. Like Kyler Gordon before he got hurt, I think that's their safety. How many times did you see him blitz on the? It was like every play they were sending him at the line of scrimmage, disrupting. We did zero of that, and I don't expect to be different with the Patriots, but their O line's bad too. So
Right.
we'll see. Maybe our new end, Eric Armstead, can get some pressures.
Bear crawl, Eric Armstead.
Dude, embarrassing. This team
um,
sucks so bad. I hate it.
I know, I hate it here. Dude, the one positive about this Jags Patriots game is that it kicks off at 9:30, and I get to watch 1 o'clock football without the Jags, making me sad.
Uh, yeah, I think we're gonna win, but I kind of hope we get blown out again. Like I
Honestly,
hate it for me and my friends, but
if that's
you
what
know, if that's
gets
what it
you
takes for Doug not to get back on that plane,
right.
I'll take another Bears game.
So speaking of, this is a great transition into talking about apathy because we're literally talking about being fine with getting the doors blown off of us by a shitty team. And it starts up top with Shad. He obviously the apathy. You know what? I'm thinking back. No, it really didn't start until he took over the team because yeah, we had some shitty years, into like the mid to late 2000s weren't the best, but they were competitive. We made the playoffs a few times. You know what I mean? Like they played football.
Yeah, you knew what you're getting. You're getting punched in the mouth by MJD and Fred Taylor, and the defense was going to come at you.
Right. And
I mean,
then
that's
Shad takes over. They do the reset thing, blah, blah, blah. Because, by time Shad bought the team, like the Del Rio kind of style era Jags were already done.
yeah,
Right? Like
yeah,
that was over. So it's not like Shad saw that and said, no, I don't want that. And like, no, so I don't blame any of the early moves he made. Dave Caldwell, Gus Bradley, the whole coaching staff, whatever. You let them go. You let them go for 4 years. You fire him, and I don't even remember the order. Oh no, he fired Bradley, let Caldwell hang on a year, right?
yep,
That's when we lame ducked Malarkey.
yep.
And so like once you do that, and then after him,
After Gus, you hire Marone.
oh my god, I forgot about Marone. Yes.
Marone was already on staff.
Yep, yeah. So like it's always just it's never the full reset. It's always cherry picking a dude that you've had, or like, well, we're just gonna get rid of this one guy, and then the Trent comes in. We all know about that. Like the organizational dysfunction that follows Trent, and we all tried to convince ourselves it wasn't gonna happen here. I mean, not all of us, but like, my God. And then the rain was on the ball with Doug with his relationship with Carson Wentz, right? Like, and now the same thing is happening here with Trevor. It's dysfunction everywhere, and it starts with Shad. And once again, we're stuck in a place where until everybody's just gone, it's not changing.
Yeah, I've been thinking about this lately too. Is I think Shad Like we like to act like he doesn't care, like it's just a money thing for him. I think he does. Like he's genuinely like, I mean, he's got an ego. He's a billionaire. Like
Right.
it's probably not fun going to those owners meetings and everybody
I
knows
was
you're the
just about to
Jags.
say.
Like
Show up
I'm
with
sure
all
he
of his
cares.
friends.
He just has zero idea of how to run a successful football team.
Right.
And I think he really meant it when he said like this is the best team we've ever had because I think he genuinely thinks so. He just saw
I think
back-to-back
it's
seasons.
I'll say I think it's a fair statement to say under his tenure.
Yeah. And so I think it was there and I think he's like genuinely embarrassed that they suck right now.
Mm-hmm.
He just doesn't know how to move forward. And that's where like the EVP stuff comes in. That's why he hired a guy like Urban.
Yep.
Like Urban was the CEO. He was supposed to be able to handle everything. He was unfortunately a tool bag who didn't know how to handle grown men. Like I don't think Trent was supposed to have the power he has. I think it was Urban's team. Trent was there, but when Urban messed up so bad, Trent was like the only football guy there now.
Yep. And then
And we all know
he
at this
saw
point
his
Trent's like Littlefinger. So
It's wild, man. So yeah, and then you got
I think it's there. It's just he doesn't know what to do. We've all talked about the EVP. He tried that with Tom Coughlin. It worked. But again, Tom Coughlin didn't adapt.
Right. He was stuck in the 90s.
Yes, he doesn't know what to do, how to do it. I think he really wants to do it. He's just lost.
That's totally fair. Yeah, and then Trent, if you follow Dilla, so Dilla's been talking recently about the Trent Doug divide in the building's like huge already, and it started after week 2. And then also that Trent was probably likely feeding Shad. Look how talented this team is, man. Like, where do you think Shad got that opinion from? About
Right.
the talented team ever. And so then that's like, if that's the case, that's Trent putting that divide in from planting the seed already. Like, well, hey, he thinks that this team's good, so if things go wrong, it's got to be Doug. It's the organizational dysfunction that isn't going anywhere until they're all just gone. We've talked about Doug throwing Trevor under the bus. So like some of his responses in press conferences the last few weeks have been terrible. He's fucking preaching after the Colts win about how we're right there. We're all these 1-score games and we're right there, and then you just go turn around and get your doors blown off. Give me a break with that. You got Andre Cisco talking about people quitting. Dumbass personnel chain decisions on the field. Like I texted you during the game. There was a play when they're running 12 personnel out of the shotgun and Evan Ingram is not on the field. Baffled.
So let's dissect that real fast. If you're on the defense, you see 12 personnel with no Evan Ingram, what kind of play do you think's coming?
A run.
Absolutely. They're getting real sneaky there. We're just two dummies on the internet.
Yeah, and then the other one is the defensive line personnel groupings they've been run with. We're like, now Pete Prisco mentioned it on there was a clip of him on his CBS TV show, whatever one he's on, and he was talking about how Nielsen's like rotating guys like a hockey team.
Yeah.
And it's like he's like, it's the first drive of the game, and then all of a sudden you got a line full of backups in the middle of the first drive.
Yeah, it's third down, and we're running out 4 defensive tackles.
Yes. Against Caleb Williams.
Not our $30 million edge. Not our first overall edge.
It
2 defensive tackles.
It makes no sense at all. And it makes no sense from the guy that I thought we were going to be able to trust too. Like I thought with the Nielsen hire that, the defense is going to be locked down. Like I didn't expect them to be like, like crazy good, but I was like, probably in like the 10 to 15 range.
Right.
God. Trevor, I love you. You need to speak up. I don't know if it's behind closed doors. I don't know if it's at a press conference. I know you're Mr. Nice Boy, but
I don't know if I saw something today. I don't know if it pertained to Mr. Trevor, but Fred Taylor tweeted out something interesting and said something about, has anything ever gone good from a franchise quarterback calling out his receivers?
Fair point.
And I wonder if he is hearing stuff inside the building.
Right.
That there may be some stuff there. That'd be a Dilla question, but I did hear about that Fred Taylor tweet. So I was like, I wonder what Fred's talking about there, because he's still connected, obviously.
Oh yeah.
He's still a big part of the community. So I wonder if he heard something and some stuff happened, or hearing something may happen, or if he's just randomly throwing out some franchise QB calling out receiver talk.
Right. I mean, I'm for it. I don't even care. But then, like, you got Trevor in the game in the huddle, like looking at the sideline, winding his hand, like, give me a call. Like, what? Absolute clown show all around. It's stupid and it sucks, man. Like, I really honestly thought there's no way this team could ruin Trevor Lawrence, and we're like 70% the way there.
Yep. Yeah, you and me both, man. Frank Gore, we're like, yes, we're finally going to do it. We're finally going to get out of mediocrity. We no longer have to feel like this again. And 2022, it felt like we were going there. And then as you see the play calling back up, you're just like, wow, this is we found a way to ruin the golden goose.
Complete lack of self-awareness the last 2 seasons.
Yep.
It's apathy, man. That's what they do.
Not fun. This team, I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate that I love them.
You know what? Let's get out of here. MVP of the week. So this week it's the most valuable playmaker of the week. And this week it's our boy Mercedes Lewis. He caught a pass for 2 yards, baby. You know they dialed one up for him against his whole team.
Oh, it was that first down that they said wasn't a first down, right?
Yeah.
And he got mad about it.
So shout out to Mercedes. We love you forever and do.
Yes, Jags legend.
Anything else for the people before we get out, man?
Hopefully it gets better. Hopefully good news comes. Maybe next week's pod we're celebrating. Just the first step.
Because honestly, yeah, that's a good point. Because I don't want to sit here and do shows like this every single week.
No.
It's gonna get old.
One thing, because I've seen it, I'm sure you have too, about saying like if Doug gets fired, it's going to be the same style, same system. Well, yeah, but I think the way it's employed will be vastly different. Mm-hmm. Like even if he gets fired in season, just a different voice, different ways you're running it.
You know what? And you're good for we just fired our coach, so we're going to win our next game win. So you fire Doug.
The Packers
at least one more win.
Yeah. Oh yeah. At least one.
All right, man. Until next week, hopefully we either get a win or a win by firing Doug.
And Trent, but that ain't happening.
No, yeah, not yet at least. All right. Peace out, everyone.
See ya.